Good afternoon and welcome to Blindformers. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we will be transforming Transformers Generations Legacy Series Wreck and Rule Collection Leadfoot from his robot mode into his Formula One race car mode. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you watch and enjoy. This is an in-depth explanation, a verbal instructional video, a how-to transform for those people like me who are blind and cannot see, or have visual problems and can't read the little piece of paper that comes with the Transformers. So this is for those people who get a little fed up with the Transformer and need some help transforming it. So there we go. And before I really get into the transformation part, I forgot something yesterday. I forgot the siege ports. You know how much I love siege ports on this channel. I can't believe I forgot them. Anyway, this guy comes with one siege port on his back. He has no siege ports on his shoulder. He has one siege port on his arm. Wait, maybe that's a shoulder siege port. Let's see. If that's a shoulder siege port, that is it is! So he's got one siege port on the back of his shoulder. That's neat. So we've got a back of the shoulder siege port. We've got an arm siege port, a hand siege port. So that's 3 siege ports per limb, or per arm. Then the back siege port. And then on the side of the vehicle, we've got a siege port on the leg, and then a siege port on the feet, making it a total of 10 siege ports. Well, 11 siege ports. 11 siege ports. That makes him the average for the War for Cybertron line. The Generations line in general. Above average for things in Legacy. I think this is the Legacy guy with the most siege ports so far, which is kind of upsetting. I love me some siege ports. So let's get into the transformation of this guy. He's actually a really fun one too. Not as fun as a drag strip, but he's still a decent transformation. Better than the War for Cybertron Siege Barrage, that's for sure. So what you're gonna do is raise his arms up to the sky, like he's pointing up at the sky. Ah! And then on his back, we've got this little piece that clips down and folds down, and you want to make sure that folds down. Then I'm going to go ahead and start messing with things. We got to figure out where it breaks from. We got to break it. We got to break it right. You just got to remember where the break is at. Okay, let's keep pulling this thing back. Maybe there it is. There it goes. Right, the arms have to break. So the arms break on the sides, right below the armpit area, and then they'll rotate upwards towards the head. So now you've got this little blank area, and these wheels for the vehicle mode will come out of his back, and then they will click into place, a light click, not a hard click, into place where the shoulders used to be. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and rotate the head all the way back, rotate it 180 degrees backwards, and then go ahead and close this little bit up that's on top of that, I think. Oh, wait. Now we get to break so fold the head back, and then just go ahead and close the thing on top of the head. And it doesn't really do much. It's just going to be covering the head. And after you've done that, go ahead and bend Mirage back at his waist. So we got the waist swivel, and right above the waist swivel is this joint that allows you to bend this piece backwards. So you're going to need to do that and then straighten it out a bit. This is very important for this next step. You got to make sure you get all the length necessary to actually, transform this guy properly. He's got to have some good length to him. After you've done that, you can take this, this piece on his back. It does something, as I recall. So let's get it going. Okay, let's rotate that head up. Maybe this folds in, and then the head folds in. Come on now. Oh, it doesn't, because that head clicks into place right there. Okay, so we're just going to keep that like that. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, what am I thinking? That's why that's like that. Okay, so I'm sitting here trying to figure something out whenever it doesn't even need to worry about it. I'm trying to figure out how to cover up the faux chest, but right, in this one, whereas in the Siege Mirage, the faux chest in Siege Mirage folded backwards, and then the car dragged its chest behind it. Like, it was sloppy. This one, the faux chest has been flattened a bit, so it actually becomes the underside of the vehicle. And that's a good place to hide a faux chest. If you're going to have a faux chest, hide it well. Now that we've got that handle, we can move over here to the legs. So what we're going to do with the legs is we got everything lined out, stretched out. The faux chest is facing downwards. These legs have got to twist a bit, and this is a weird part. So find the wheel and the Formula One race car little front area, and go ahead and click it away from the wheel, from the where it's connected. Just rotate it towards the center of to the opposite leg, and then rotate it upwards. And after you've done that, you're going to then collapse the foot down into a blank area, and then you're going to rotate this. Maybe rotate it. I'm pretty sure you rotate it. Yeah, there it goes. So you want to go ahead and rotate the leg just a bit. So what we're doing here is we're going to drag down this front part of the leg, and we're trying to drag. There it goes. Okay, so we're taking the top part of the leg, and we're kind of just dragging it up. Let's rotate this sideways. There we go. So you got to rotate the legs sideways. I know, it's weird. So it isn't a 180-degree rotation for each of these legs. Each leg gets an independent 90-degree rotation. And after you've done that, you fold this bit down like that. There we go. And that's when you realize that you're not got a problem. That's good. That's good. Okay, now this other leg, you're going to go ahead and we're going to unclip the wheel from that side, and then we're going to take this entire wheel assembly bit, and for the front of the Formula One race car, pick it up, spread the legs out a bit, collapse the foot into the leg section. Then we're going to take and rotate everything out, make sure that this leg bit collapses down. Then you rotate the leg 90 degrees so that the wheels are not facing each other. If your wheels are facing each other, you've done it wrong. And I fear I may have done it. Oh wait, no. There it goes. I just had to click these guys around. There it goes. Okay, so these the wheel spoiler combo at the front of the Formula One race car can actually spin around in its own little joint pretty far. You can do a lot with this piece, but there you go. So now that you've gotten those two pieces out and you've rotated the legs, each 90 degrees, so that the knee area actually sits, well, actually, I think, yeah, that's where the knee was. It sits flush next to the wheel on the back of the vehicle. And now we've got a bunch of spread out pieces that we've got to do. We've got to now connect it all together, straighten it out, and make it into an actual car. So here's where the fun part starts. Okay, so we've got this bit going like that. There we go. No, that wasn't right. So we got to just get these pieces to collapse in further, and this may take you a minute to do because it doesn't like to do it completely right. It can be a dastard about it, but you can do it. And once you've lined up all the pieces, you got to just click them together, and they click together not using a peg hole or something. They actually use a rail and a stud thing. So you've got a little some studs on the right wheel area on the front, and then you've got these little slits cut into the bottom of the other one, and you're going to slide those studs up into that area, and it's going to lock it down. It's going to lock it down real nice and real well. And then all you have to do is just finish collapsing everything and make sure it looks right. Okay, so that looks right to my hand on the front of the vehicle. Let's move down here to the back of the vehicle. Now what I'm going to do with the back of the vehicle is we're going to pick up these arms, and we're going to put the fists in the fist holes. So make sure you get both of your fists in their fist holes. And then you're going to want to pick up these pieces. And the idea is that these hands make up, or these fist areas make up the big engine intake on the back of the vehicle. Go ahead and rotate the spoiler segments that are on the shoulders so that the grooves line up with one another. And then you're just going to want to try and collapse everything in to make sure it works. So there, these two grooved pieces are going to connect together, and they don't like to at all sometimes, but you can get them, you just shove them in there. And then these arm bits are actually not quite right. There it is. Okay, so you got to line up these arm bits and make sure that the weapons are, the arms are sealed together to create the engine that goes right behind the seat for the Formula One race car. Make sure that these spoilers are clicked into place nice and sturdy. There we go. That's clicked into place. And there you have it. There you have a Formula One race car. And honestly, I appreciate this one much more. I love the fact that when you turn it around, you know what? We'll talk about that on the review for the vehicle. I enjoy separating these out and really getting in depth. But guys, that's how you transform your legacy Leadfoot into his Formula One race car. So tune in next Prime. I'll go over an in-depth review of the vehicle mode. It's not going to be a very long video. It's not a very complicated vehicle, so don't worry about that one. It's probably going to be a 5 to 6 minute. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Tune in next Prime. Bye bye for now.